Welcome to Sometimes You Have to Lose Yourself, a podcast where we explore the complexities of love, loss, and self-discovery. Join Charlie Perry and Marvin Speller when life's unexpected twists and turns come our way. It's easy to lose ourselves in the process, but what if losing ourselves is exactly what we need to find our true selves? Join us as we dive into the depths of human experience, sharing stories, insights, and conversations that will challenge, inspire, and maybe even help you find your way again. Sometimes you have to lose yourself. Let's get started.
Hey, welcome to Sometimes You Have to Lose Yourself podcast. I'm Charlie Perry, along with my co host here, Marvin, Coach Winner M100 Speller, and his government name is Marvin David Speller.
That's right. Actually, I wasn't born with that name, but I'll take it.
I know, man. I know. It's a good story behind that name, and I'm happy about it. I think that people that care for you over your lifetime, um, we learn to appreciate them later. And
Absolutely. Oh my gosh, man.
yeah, yeah. It's um crazy, crazy. So I was telling you off air that it's been a crazy day. Uh,
Right.
these past 20 hours or so. Um, sad news about my cousin Calvin Pina from Fort Walton Beach, Florida, that passed away overnight. Um, and he had cancer.
Sorry to hear that.
Um, local football star in the city of New Bedford in the 70s, made
Mhm.
the high school Hall of Fame. Um,
How
was a
old was he?
yeah, I think just about 70, I think.
Okay.
Um, and 33 years serving on the Fort Walton Beach Fire Department.
Oh wow.
So it's a tough job, and never know what you're breathing in.
Yep. Sure is.
Um, and cancer comes in all kinds of shapes and forms, but when you're breathing in all those toxins, no matter what kind of safety equipment you have on, you just never know. And it's not always smoke and fire. Sometimes it's chemicals.
Sometimes just stress. Stress
Yeah,
too.
yeah,
Stress.
that
Very
too.
stressful job.
Yeah, he was, man. It's just crazy. Great musician. Had fun on the stage. Him and his band members. They had a band called Finger Fire.
Hmm.
Fire spelled Fiya. Um, uh, just good dude, man. Just
Sorry.
a
So sorry.
great heart. Yeah. It's so I just dealing with it right now. And good evening, Michael. How you doing?
What's up,
Great
my
to see
brother?
you. Yeah.
Man, I'm proud of everything you're doing with your book too. It's
Yeah, Mike.
it's
Yeah,
never easy to write a book, and what you did so far, you should be commended for that. So,
ab-
congratulations, my brother.
absolutely, man. Absolutely. I'm reading another friend's book, and I can't put it down because it so many lucid images of the neighborhood, and he was much younger than me, but uh just his words describe different things going on in the neighborhood. So it's like I have a movie screen in my head, and just kind of going through his story, his journey, and just can't put it down. But once I put that down, I will definitely be grabbing Michael's book right away,
Right.
and reading that fabulous story.
Cool. So, how are you feeling? What are you feeling right now?
Um, just little puzzled, over a few things. Just just kind of just anticipating. I'm trying to anticipate good things. To stay positive, but
You don't have to just be where you're at, brother. You don't have to define it. Just be where you're at, brother. And that's
yeah.
okay. It's always okay just to be where you're at.
Mhm.
So um, that's that's the space I'll hold for you.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
Of course, of course. You know.
Yeah. So we I told you about yeah, someone that was reading your book got triggered by some of the things inside the book,
Hmm.
and you know what recommendations do you have for someone like that?
Well, I think there are gonna be people who's gonna be triggered by that because
Mhm.
you've already experienced it, right?
Yes.
I think I don't see how you wouldn't be. And there's many different forms of trigger, right? Sometimes there's a reminder, oh, I really miss this person. Sometimes some good things come up. Sometimes some not so good things come up. It's okay where you're at. And I think that was one of the things I talked about the book. It's okay to be where you're at. A lot of times we're all trying to fight to go from here to another place. Sometimes you naturally will get there. Like I see this all the time on these posts on different widow and widowers group. Somebody is like they lost their spouse in December, and they think, well, by now I should kind of be feeling better.
Mhm.
It doesn't work that way.
No.
Or they're trying to rationalize all this, and they're asking these questions, and it's like sometimes you got to take where you're at, be present with it, and grow from there, and have that feeling in you. You're going to be okay. But a lot of times we get a certain way because we're not in control of our own faculties, how we feel, etc. And sometimes you can't be. Sometimes you just got to be where you're at. You sometimes you just can't control a narrative. I think
Hmm.
sometimes when we're going through some things of some people call grief, we're trying to control that narrative. And the beauty of me writing this book was something I've gone through this experience. I've gone through the feelings of all that. I have a in depth knowledge. It's like somebody who's a football player, right?
Yeah.
You're not gonna take a baseball player and go out there and teach them how to play football, right? Just I've been through this stuff. This is why I wrote the book because my thing was unpacking this. So
Mm.
it's a great question, man. It's a great question.
Yeah. It's let me lower this phone here. The it's it's just your book has become a go to, and I found out a few other people that um I, I want to tell them to purchase the book.
Hmm.
Um And totally forgot about some of their losses in their life, even though I was aware of it, but I just totally forgot about it. And so
Well, speaking of that, let me kind of talk about the the book, and it kind of just popped up when I was writing the book. But there are certain things that are in the book that I didn't really realize until after the fact,
mm,
where there's science behind this book, and it wasn't my intention. Just kind of fell into that. This is
mm,
why a lot of people are saying, "Well, this touches them. It hits them a certain way," because there's just so much in here. And I think about, I wrote down some notes. I was just thinking about this. Um, so 100 pages, right?
yep.
100 pages exactly. 100 pages is like wholeness, completion, and integration. And then here's the most important thing: closure without erasure.
Mm,
Right? You're not erasing something; you're closing the chapter. Okay.
okay.
And then the 7 chapters, right? 7 chapters. You got the transformation, you got the truth, the spirit, the depth, something you represent, inner truth, awakening, chaos to meaning.
Mm,
So those are 7 chapters, right? And you're telling a story, right? You're telling a story of disruption, loss, descent, reckoning, insight, rebuilding, and integration. And that has been my story along the way. And when I think about some of the grief books I've read, I mentioned a couple things to you, and they fell into one category or another. One was so you got the explode books, right? These are like too long. There's just it's not a medium point to get to. There is just a whole bunch of stuff, and
hmm.
sometimes when you're at that place, you don't want a bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
Even people, sometimes you just want to just be by your damn self, right? And then the fragment is just sometimes it's a little too short. Um, it's emotionally withheld the depth and the meat of where you're at. Because, like I said, I read some books and they were very, what's the word for it? They were very just flighty, not emotional, not enough emotional depth. The intent was good, but it just didn't fulfill a need. So, when I was writing this, it was a lot of. When I look back, I didn't realize it, but um, there's a lot of symbolism that felt like it was flowing through me and flowing from me. This is why the book is the way it is.
Hmm.
So I go back to my cousin. He reached out to me on Friday. He said, because he was in town to help with the Grammys, right?
Yes.
So it's like, want you to come on out, meet some folks. And he said, but I got to tell you what this book has done for me. He said, I'm not finished reading it, but this is what it did. And he broke it down. I was like, that's pretty cool. I'm glad it impacted you in a positive way. So um, that was Saturday. So I went out and I met some fantastic people. Um, there were quite a few people I talked about the book. I only brought like 4 with me.
Hmm.
I mean, I wish I'd have brought like 20.
Wow.
So I gifted the book to. There was a funeral home director there. He's got
Hmm.
7 funeral homes, and he was like, oh, he was so intrigued by what I wrote because my intention was to help people out. And he was like, I'm gonna have to get your book. I said, you know what? Here you go. So I gave him one of my books. And he was like, I want you to come out. I'm gonna read it. I want you to come out and talk to me. I'd love to get you in here to do some like grief sessions with people. So I
Yeah.
was, that's pretty cool. That's my intention, was to do this, to get started, to help serve people.
Mhm.
So, um, so yeah, that's what that was about. And so, and then next day, we had a Grammy after party. So I was there talking to folks about that, about the book. A lot of my conversation was around that and the impact it's done for them. So I am thoroughly grateful for that. And
Yeah. Um, for many years, I worked at the funeral home, and I'm glad that happened because even if he keeps the book within the building,
mhm,
you know, sometimes the funeral assistants
mhm,
or directors need to read that, something like your book. So hopefully he keeps one around the building. So, because sometimes they need to break away,
mhm.
inside the building, in between whatever they're doing, and keeping that book around um, will be useful um, for a lot of people. So
Yeah,
hopefully,
just a
not
reference,
yeah, not just the families, the personnel go through a lot.
right?
Working in the funeral home causes many individuals to drink.
Mm,
And,
I wouldn't be surprised.
yeah, so
I wouldn't be surprised. And you
yeah.
know, it it's done. And my thought around this, and I don't know how everything's going to turn out. I don't. So my thought is, helping people. So it's doing just that. The amount of people who got my book, the amount of people who have talked about the book. This lady I talked to Sunday, she's like, she lost two of her sisters the following year,
Hmm.
and how much it's helped her. So I mean, my whole thing was like, okay, it's doing what I thought, and I'm still early on with this. So um, yeah, I'm early on, especially once the audiobook is completed. So I am crazy excited about that because
Hmm.
um, I'm not going to use the publisher. I'm just going to do my own video. I mean, my own recording. We'll go to a
Nice.
studio. I'm gonna talk. I'm gonna read this book with my personality and my voice instead of like a AI generated voice. I get to go in and talk about it. And
Yeah.
I get to embellish what I want, and I may even add an extra chapter in there.
Hmm.
I even got the name for the chapter. Do you want to know the
What it,
name?
yeah, yeah.
So this book is Unpacking Grief, Shattered to Onward, right?
Hmm.
So it's going to be Unpacking Grief, and then underneath it's going to be Aftermath.
Hmm. Nice.
So I may do an extra chapter. People who get the audiobook, they may be treated to that.
Oh, it should be.
So,
It should be because regardless of um, what's in the what's in the cover of the book,
mhm.
and you poured out a lot of information, but you have so much more information to give out.
Yeah,
And
I do. I do. I mean, I could a chapter talking about the science and symbolism around the book, and
hmm
then go into what the 15 pages is um, in the back.
yeah.
I can go into bonus chapter talking about aftermath, what that's looked like,
hmm
because that's pretty intriguing, man. it's still ongoing. So by the time it comes out, it may be something different in there.
Yeah.
Maybe something added because I'm still going through the aftermath part of it. So yeah, I already talked to the producer, and we're gonna get going with that. I don't know how long it's gonna take, but uh, that's what I'm gonna do.
Yeah. Usually, when you're doing something like that, it all depends on, you know, your stamina, how long you want to go.
Maybe a
Um,
chapter at a time.
yeah.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot into each chapter. So I don't know. I'm excited. Listen, I'm in a good place now with this in terms
Good.
of what I can do to help people, and that's beautiful, man. That's just um, I feel like I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing.
Yeah. It's and, and what you're supposed to be doing is what you're doing right now.
Hmm.
Um, also, you know, you talked about adding another chapter, but you're putting chapters out there every week by
Yeah,
being
we
on
can
this
put chapters
podcast.
every week. Yeah, we can put one out every week.
Yeah. So um, I'm glad you're doing this. It's
Thank you.
truly, truly needed. And yeah, I don't know. I think definitely got to send some to my folks down in Florida.
Hmm.
Um, relatively.
Do you have a big family down there?
Um, no. Let's see. If I took a guess, educated guess, I say 25 people down there.
That's still a lot.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So,
That's
um,
still a lot.
yeah,
So, um, yeah, that's still a lot. That's a lot of great connections. Um, so things are doing what they're supposed to do. You know.
yeah,
Um, do you think they're gonna have a service down there?
yeah. I would. Well, um, my I hope they do, only because um, I think a grave site should be where the spouse that's living, sh- it should be close to them.
Okay. Was he married?
Yeah, yeah, married with
Wow.
children and grandchildren.
Wow. Wow.
Uh, Grown kids. He just. So I think that his roots, his grassroots, is here up north. But I think that you know, he should be close to his wife, and because he's, I just I just know that she's gonna need to go and visit that gravesite
Right.
um, a lot, and being up north is not something that's gonna be good. I just think that he should be down there.
Right.
Most of his life was down there anyway, so um, yeah. So 33 years on the force, probably an additional 20 years or so. Yeah.
And he was in Daytona Beach.
Fort Walton Beach, which is just below Alabama and Georgia on the Panhandle. It's about 30 miles from Pensacola, Florida,
Okay. Gotcha.
and in between Pensacola, Florida, and Jacksonville, just along that stretch.
Okay.
Um, so, but I lived there 2 years. Very um, small little town.
You live there?
Yeah, I lived there for 2 years,
Oh wow.
and
Did you was it like a small modern town, or was it a old
Well,
town?
now it is, but before it wasn't. It
So it's
was.
like dirt roads.
No. Uh, the infrastructure was you know some sidewalk streets and uh outside that area there was some country towns,
Hmm.
where you would see some of those dirt roads and everything. But I think it was definitely modernized, but it's a completely different town now, because of all the different construction sites. It's along the coast, so you have condos and resorts and what have you all over the area. So, um, which is good because I think it was taking a life of a bad town, because of some addictions that were going on down there.
Mm.
And I think when they were able to kind of rejuvenate the area, it changed and turned into something different. So,
Okay,
but
makes sense.
yeah, yeah,
So
some
who's
the
going to win
pictures that movie Friday Night Lights.
Friday Night Lights?
Yeah, that's how that town was.
Okay. So who's going to win this Sunday?
Definitely the Patriots. I think they were given some motivation this week
How so?
and last week because of, for one, Belichick not getting into the Hall of Fame,
Hmm.
and now this week it's Kraft. And I think more so this group right now, definitely they won't be playing for Belichick because they don't have a strong enough relationship with him.
Right,
However, they do have a strong relationship with this owner,
they do.
and I think a coach like Drabel is going to say, "We want to do this for ourselves, but it would be even more special if we can do it for the owner
Mm.
who got snubbed." And I just think they're a better team. Truthfully,
Who is a
um,
better?
the Patriots. I think they're a better team than Seattle.
Maybe by character, but not by talent.
Um, I think offensively, I do think it's the Patriots uh, um, are going to have an edge. Um,
I don't know. I think defense wise, Seattle's like so next level.
yeah, they're strong, and that's what helped out that offense to score so
Yeah,
many
the
points
offense is
because
just okay, but their
yeah,
defense is so next level, man. So if if the Patriots can get on the board early and hold the lead, I think they'll be okay. But you don't want to have a game where they got to play catch up with that defense because it's
yeah,
not going to happen.
yeah, and
So, but you never know. It's Super Bowl. Anything can happen, right?
yeah, and I think both. If the defenses can produce some shorter fields for the offenses,
Hmm.
I think that's where they're going to prevail, and that's what Seattle's been doing for their team. Is that they didn't really, they're not traveling. Um,
See what the weather's going to be like.
they're doing about 65, 60 yards a
Mhm.
series.
Right.
And that's pretty easy for an NFL team.
Yeah, I'm trying to see what the weather's like.
Yeah. Hopefully, there's no wind, so it doesn't play around with the field goals like San Francisco, the Bay Area does.
Yeah, it's kind of chilly in the Bay Area, but this week's been really nice. It's going to be about 60 some degrees,
Yep.
which is perfect for football.
Perfect. Yep.
because you're wearing the pads and you're running around, so it's perfect. Um,
Yeah.
so, you know, I know the video we're going to show in a few minutes, but I think this video shows that kind of what we're talking about. You never truly get over somebody. You learn to manage it at best. But
Mm.
just like what I was saying earlier, you don't get over somebody, and I think this video you're going to show really demonstrates that.
Yeah. All right. Well, it's without, without further ado. Right.
Tonight, we are reflecting on the Space Shuttle Challenger disaster when it exploded during launch, killing its 7-person crew 40 years ago.
Can't believe it's been that long. Among the crew, NASA astronaut Ron McNair. His widow sat down with Ron Trevino about that tragic day and her husband's legacy.
Judy Resnick, Ron McNair.
When the crew of the Challenger made their way to the launch pad on the morning of January 28, 1986, it was freezing.
It was as if you didn't even have to be a scientist to know that nothing should go up in this kind of coldness. Icicles were hanging off of things.
Astronaut Ron McNair's wife, Cheryl, was at the Cape watching the launch, watching it go horribly wrong.
It didn't go straight as it was supposed to, all the way up. And we all just kind of looked at each other and what's happening.
The worst had happened, taking the lives of the entire crew. Beyond devastating.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's nothing like what you ever imagined. I never imagined being a single parent, raising children, 2 young children. One was 18 months old.
And the loss of her husband, an astronaut with a PhD from MIT. He also had a black belt in karate, the second African-American to fly in space, and the first to play the saxophone up there. Tell us more about Ron McNair, the man. What was he like?
Oh, very vivacious, very wanting to see and learn about everything.
Cheryl McNair would take the tragedy and try to use it for something positive. As a founding family director of the Challenger Center, which strives to inspire the next generation of explorers and innovators. A few years ago, McNair lost her El Lago home to a fire. No one was hurt, but she lost a lot of family photos, some of her husband's medals, things you can't replace. But she would rebuild and continues to keep the Challenger's legacy alive as best she can. So when Houston looks back at the Challenger tragedy and the Challenger 7 and Ron McNair, what should they think of? What should be the inspiration for Houstonians?
I think it should be to continue to do your best.
Words to heed as Houston remembers a mission and crew that will forever live in the city's heart. Ron Trevino, KHOU 11 News.
Definitely a day America will never forget. I'll never forget that day. I remember it vividly. I was working in Seattle when the assignment desk called and said, you got to hear what happened. It's really something. And it's good to hear from the widow.
Absolutely. I think everyone remembers where they were. And it's so wonderful, in fact, that she still works to inspire the next generation of explorers, honoring her husband's legacy.
He liked to study everything, pass it on.
Absolutely.
That's the sound of an American oil company.
Well, yeah, I do remember that.
So I guess I'll start, and then I'd love to hear your thoughts on everything, right? But where were you that day? Because I remember vividly where I was.
If I'm correct, I was actually in the warehouse, unloading a truck. If I could, trying to think. Yeah, I think I was in the warehouse, government warehouse.
Okay.
We were making styrofoam styrofoam casings for missiles for the government, and that was a fascinating job, But where was you?
I was on my way back home. I remember my father was driving, and I think he took me to the dentist that day, and I was driving back home, so I remember that day vividly. Yep.
Yeah, it's the when you send it earlier, I knew the picture immediately.
Hmm.
Um, and the McNair family, that was a very common name where I lived,
Hmm.
um, both in LA and Florida.
Right.
So crazy.
What'd you think
I
about it?
what I thought about it was, I was wondering why she would maintain that connection to NASA after
Mhm.
that, you know, and uh, and maybe she's just trying to keep her husband's legacy going. But I think, to me, it would be difficult because to me, I think I would be blaming the institution. I mean, she kind of explains it in the beginning where there was, ice all over the apparatus, all over the equipment, and then it's going up crooked, not straight. But I don't think I would have maintained some anything there. Really, I think that would have been triggering a whole lot of stuff for me.
Well, I mean, thank you for sharing that. I don't think you can ever get away from triggers. Think they're going to happen, but I like the fact that she took her pain and did something with it.
Yeah.
That goes back to like the title we have on everything, right? Sometimes you have to lose yourself, and I think about take taking my pain and trying to do something with it, and I love that. When I heard her story, I was first thing popped in my head was like, she is taking that to do something that's going to help people, something that's going to make a difference in the lives of many. Man, I took that. I was like, oh, that's cool. And her husband's legacy did
Hmm.
that. Took everything, all the great things about the things she shared, right? But then she took it and did something with that pain, and that's one heck of a story because she could have just stayed in her own grief forever, right?
Yes.
Took that and did something with it, man. I love that. Now, like I said, I think a lot of times when we go through something, you can either have it continue to weigh you down, or you can do something with it, and depends on which path you want to go. Either way, it's ultimately right, and
Mm.
it's kind of what I think about. When I heard that, I was like, okay, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. It's sad that fire, losing all those little sentimental things,
Hmm. Yep.
especially items that, you know, her husband wore or received. Even if they give her another one, just won't feel the same.
I look at that as like maybe that's a sign of okay, let's continue to move forward, or a different level of understanding of where you're at. Maybe it's something else that need to happen for that to happen. Like just like I was saying, um, people who are widows and widowers and people who go through grief, you go through these different things you go through, like these quarks or things you go through, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I have my fair share too. And I think about maybe it was time for maybe some of the stuff she was holding on to too long. Maybe that was the universe saying to her, or God, whatever you want to describe it as. Okay, maybe it was time to get rid of that. You don't know.
Yeah.
You don't always have to be stuck in a certain place in order to have a level of discovery on something. You sometimes you just don't know. You just kind of just go with it. Okay. Sometimes not be too attached to certain things can make all the difference in the world.
I get it. I get it. The yeah, it was 19 when that happened.
Yeah, I was graduating high school that year.
Yeah. See, but there was another incident with a shuttle not too long after that.
Yeah, that was another one
Yeah.
that blew up too. Yeah.
Um, and one was a teacher.
Hmm.
And I remember that wasn't long after that,
Right.
But yeah, a lot of that was happening right you know, they say that not NASA works out of Florida
Hmm.
because that's the quickest way out to the universe or out of the atmosphere.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Um, it's the shortest trip.
Hmm.
As they years ago, what's the quickest way to outer space? And right where that location is, that's the quickest spot right there. So that's why they're there. Compared to other countries, when it comes to the United States, that's the quickest point
Hmm.
to outer space from our country.
Yeah, because they have a launch site in Houston too.
Yeah,
A NASA launch
yeah.
site in Houston, and one I think it's what Cape Canaveral, and that's in Florida,
Yeah, I can't remember.
right? Okay.
Yeah, Cape Canaveral is in Florida,
Hmm.
and yep, I remember that. And Mr. Marvell, my high school teacher, was explaining that to me. I never
Hmm.
forgot it. Yep. Yeah, he was just picture a New York man, you know, raised in New York City, and now he's down in a small town of Florida.
Hmm.
It kind of similar to um, oh my God, what's his name? Joe. I can't think of the movie, but the judge was the guy from the Munsters.
Hmm.
He was the judge, and but Mr. Marvell remind me of that guy Joe. I think it's Joe Pesky. I can't think of his name. Little short dude. He
Hmm.
played on. He played it with Lethal Weapon. He was the
Oh yeah.
sidekick. He
Yeah. I
tried to be
remember.
a cop.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
remember.
yeah,
Yep.
yeah. So that's how my sophomore, one of my or junior. I believe it was metal shop. He was telling us one of our
Hmm.
shop classes. But so the like I said earlier, today was a tough day, and it's gonna get tougher for me. As I'm gonna start dwelling about my cousin.
Hmm.
Um, and there's a lot of woulda, shoulda, coulda stuff with him and I,
Right.
and
which is
You know?
normal.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm really thinking about that
I would just
more.
say, most important thing, man, just be where you're at. Don't try to
Mhm.
change the narrative. If you feel sad,
Yeah.
you're sad, and don't try to force yourself to be happy.
Hmm. I
So
get it.
you'll get through it. It really is, in some ways, it's an undocumented process, as you know, and I wrote about it top to bottom of my book.
Hmm.
So it really is that, and I hold comfort to you and nothing but love, man, and um, yeah, just try to be there for your family members. I'm sure you know that.
Yes.
And, if you ever need to chat about it, we can. I'll give you
Yeah,
my
I'm gonna.
so but just be where you're at, man. The greatest thing I can say to you: be where you're at.
I sure will. I'll definitely follow that advice, man. The mm. Hey, we had a podcast earlier at the donut shop, and one of the guys I met last year had came in. Didn't expect him to come in, but I was glad that I'm glad he did come in because he it turned out to be pretty good. And now I found out that he's back here because of his dad and all that, but he's
Mm,
from Las Vegas.
right.
And so I have my few friends in Vegas, and so I showed him a picture, and he said, I know that face, and I'm saying, I know you do. I said, but I'd like you guys to hook up, but you got to let me know when you're going back to Vegas,
Mm.
to stay. So, but it's a small world, bro.
Who you telling?
It's
And
this.
it's almost like, hey, you will find those who are in search of you, vibrationally. That's what I
Hmm.
took away from the song "Fantasy" by Earth, Wind, and Fire.
Yep.
You will find those who are in search of you. This is why I lean heavily and a lot on music and vibrations, because those are the ones that's going to appear, and you'll be amazed. It's like, okay, things happen. You're like, okay, this happened because we were so um, energetically intertwined. This is what makes all the difference, man.
Mm.
So,
Yeah, he's got a project he's trying to do for some people we know. So I can't mention anything, but I'm excited about that.
that's great, man.
And so he's going to try to get it done once he goes back west, and
Cool.
that would be something special.
Absolutely. Before we
The
go, because
Yep.
I'm gonna let you go early tonight. Before we go, um, where are you going to hang out on Sunday?
Right here at home. It's
Oh,
always
you're
the
not
best.
gonna have it together?
No, just my wife and I. If the kids come over, that's fine too.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but we just we just like it at home, I guess.
No, I get that. Are you gonna cook and all that?
Yeah, just probably some quick things, finger food or
You know what I
you
got a
know
taste for, man? I got a
what's that?
taste for cheese dip.
Yep.
I can make
See,
a
we
mean cheese dip. I know where to get some too, but man,
yeah.
I have a taste for that. Um, and the message I would always send out there is, what is the most important thing to us as individuals? What is the most important thing?
Hmm. I would say hmm. Oh, one of the things you say is just love yourself, and
Yeah, you just feel good. We do
yeah,
everything around. This is something that can make me feel better. Go
yeah,
on vacation. You connect with somebody, maybe somebody you haven't talked to in a while.
mm-hmm,
Do the things you do because in the back of your mind or the forefront of your mind, it's to make you feel better,
yeah,
help you feel better, right?
mm-hmm,
I think I'm leaving with that message today. I'm leaving what I took away from today is do the things that will continue to make you feel better. There's
mm,
there's no substitute. And I would share that with you, man. It's just like it all comes it all comes to a certain point where we will all get there.
yeah.
So and I'll ask you the same, what are you leaving with today?
Well, I finally seen feel some my kind of my drive for the podcast is all of them are starting to pick up where I'm concentrating more.
Mm-hmm.
I have two guests coming on the other podcast, the one on Friday
Mm-hmm.
and then on Tuesday. But I could see that that's kind of I'm getting it back to that 2024, 2025. The guests are picking up again, and so I'm happy about that. And
Great.
it is I'm meeting new people, and that's the greatest thing,
Right.
meet and doing that. You figure that it'll be one and done, do the show, and that's it. You never speak to each other. But I'm maintaining some good associates, good
That's great.
friendships.
That's great.
So yeah,
That's great, man. Yeah, like I said, I've met some fantastic people.
yeah,
Like, I think this is what it's all about, man.
yeah. It is.
People you meet, people you can build with is everything.
Yeah. Um, so I'm gonna see if I can. The guest I have next week is Dr. Maritza. Maritza's her first name, but um, she's gonna be on Tuesday. But she has a podcast, and at some point during last year, she lost a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe we can get her on here.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
Anytime.
Mm-hmm.
Anytime. Any place. So yeah, let's do it.
All right.
Let's do it. So we will talk at halftime Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
'Cause I want to see is it what you thought it'd be. Because
Okay.
I'm gonna be over somebody's house who's such a diehard Patriots fan,
Yeah. Yeah.
and I remember him and Kristen used to feed off each other
Yeah.
during the Super Bowls, right? Because y'all went to so many,
Mm-hmm.
right? So he's a diehard. You know, I mentioned him. He's the guy who's to come on the show.
Yes. Yep.
He's from East Hartford, so
Okay.
yeah, he's a diehard. So we actually chatted today, and I was like, man, it's gonna be a good game.
Yeah. Yeah. I can't wait. I think what I'm gonna do is stay up a little later on Saturday
Mm-hmm.
because I don't want to wake up too early. Because that means I'm gonna start thinking about the game too early.
You know,
So
yeah, I'm gonna eat some good food that day. May go a little bit off my diet, but I'm gonna eat some good food that day.
yeah,
So,
why not?
yeah, why not? It'll be kind of like a
It,
cheat.
yeah, you can eat the stuff you're not supposed to eat once a month, right?
Um, maybe once a week.
Yeah, something like that, right? So you'll be all right. And you're always shake, rattle, and rolling. So whatever you eat, you're gonna lose it.
Yeah. Well, hopefully, right? So, I'm actually going down to San Diego this Saturday too for my once a
Mm,
month. Call it energy booster of
yeah,
like-minded people. So I can't wait to do that too.
that's good.
So be good to. And there's a bunch of new people who have joined it. Unfortunately,
Yeah.
um, probably seem like about 10 new people since last month.
Mm,
So my heart goes out to them, and hopefully I can get down there and just have a good time with everybody.
yes.
So,
Yes.
oh, we
It's
talked about last week. You mentioned last week. You threw it out there in the ethers, man. You asked me if I talked to Liz lately. She texted me
yeah,
today.
yeah.
She
Oh,
texted me.
cool. Awesome. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
such a good woman, man.
yeah, that's it. 5 stars for our friend.
Yeah, we
So
got quite a few.
yes.
All right, my brother.
All right. Same time next week. And
Same time this week.
it's good.
Is it
I'll
too
put
late
this
for you, or you want to do 6?
um whatever's easier for you.
Hey, it's all good. 6 is
Yeah.
cool, man.
Okay. The I will add this to Substack.
Okay, and you
Um
make sure you take care of yourself, man.
yes. Yep. I'll talk to you sometime tomorrow and tell
Okay,
you what the next step's going to be. But all right, my brother, you have a great, great night.
I
And
like the music. That music always gets me jazzed up, man. So
yeah, yep, yeah. In fact, I think I got it lined up right. Should talking about the music for the podcast, right?
oh yeah, man,
Yeah.
that was perfect, perfect.
Yeah. So all right, let's see here. All right, man. Without um, as you know, I love you, bro, and
Love it.
keep up the good work.
Thanks, man.
And
Keep pushing.
all right.
All right, brother.
I'll send you the clips today or tomorrow.
Okay, thank
All
you.
right?
Okay,
Okay, man. Take
all right,
care.
take care. Hey, can you send them by text? Is that possible?
Y- Yeah.
Okay,
Once I
I'm loading up my TikTok. I'm gonna
okay.
put a bunch out.
All right. So yeah, what I do is I email it to myself and then read the emails on my phone so I can send it to you.
Okay, thank you.
All right. All right. You take care.
All right, brother.
Welcome to Sometimes You Have to Lose Yourself, a podcast where we explore the complexities of love, loss, and self-discovery. Join Charlie Perry and Marvin Speller when life's unexpected twists and turns come our way. It's easy to lose ourselves in the process, but what if losing ourselves is exactly what we need to find our true selves? Join us as we dive into the depths of human experience, sharing stories, insights, and conversations that will challenge, inspire, and maybe even help you find your way again. Sometimes you have to lose yourself. let's get started.